Have you ever wondered what secrets the night holds? Picture this, a quaint, seemingly ordinary town nestled in the heart of nowhere. The sun has just set and the moon is rising, casting long, eerie shadows that dance with the whispering wind. It's tranquil, it's serene, it's almost surreal. The only sounds you can hear are the distant hoots of an owl, the rustling of leaves, and the occasional creak of a porch swing swaying gently in the night breeze. Every house on the tree-lined street is silently tucked away behind the veil of darkness, their windows reflecting the twinkling stars above. The streets are empty, and the town is asleep, lulled into a peaceful slumber by the soothing lullaby of the night. It's just another normal night in this quiet, seemingly ordinary town, or so it would seem. But as we all know, appearances can be deceiving. It was on a night just like this that something strange happened. The air was still, the moon a mere sliver in the inky black canvas of the night sky. Our story takes us to a small, close-knit town where everyone knows everyone, a place where the mundane was ordinary and the extraordinary was impossible until it wasn't. That night, a beloved townsperson vanished without a trace. Their name was whispered on every corner, their face imprinted on every mind. The town was in a state of shock, a ripple of disbelief spreading through the community. The person who had been a constant, a familiar face, was suddenly just gone. The initial search efforts were frantic, desperate. Every nook and cranny, every shadowy corner of the town was combed. The woods, the lake, the old mill, places long since forgotten, were revisited in a fervor of hope and fear. But all that was found was an unsettling silence, an eerie void where there should have been answers. The circumstances of the disappearance were, to put it simply, unnerving. No signs of a struggle, no traces of a hurried departure, just a half-finished cup of tea on the table, a book lying open, its story left untold. An ordinary night that ended in an extraordinary mystery. The town's reaction was a mix of heartache and dread. The laughter that once echoed along the streets was replaced with hushed whispers. The bright, cheerful faces were now drawn and pale. The disappearance had cast a long, chilling shadow over the town, a shadow that seemed to grow with each passing day. Even as the days turned into weeks, the search never ceased. But with every passing moment, the hope that once sparked in every eye was slowly replaced with a grim acceptance. The beloved townsperson had disappeared, swallowed by the night, leaving behind a town draped in a shroud of mystery and fear. But the darkest hour was yet to come. As the town grappled with its loss, a chilling realization crept in. This was just the beginning. The night was far from over and the shadows were just starting to stir. Just when the town thought it couldn't get any worse, it did. The once tranquil and peaceful town was now a stage set for a chilling spectacle. The mundane, everyday life gave way to a series of eerie occurrences, turning the town into a shadow of its former self. It began subtly, almost imperceptibly. The lights throughout the town started flickering as if struggling to keep the darkness at bay. The townsfolk would be sitting in their homes, and suddenly the light would wane, only to return in a heartbeat, casting long, eerie shadows that danced on the walls. It was as if someone or something was playing with the town's lifeline, toying with their only source of comfort in the encroaching darkness. And then there were the whispers. They'd rustle through the wind like a sinister secret being passed around. Soft, chilling whispers that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere all at once. They'd creep up on you when you'd least expect, making the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. The whispers were inaudible, yet their icy touch was felt by everyone, sending shivers down their spines. But perhaps the most frightening of all were the shadows. They were no longer just a lack of light. They moved, they shifted, they seemed to have a life of their own. They'd stretch and warp in ways that defied reason. It was as if the town was caught in the grip of a ghostly puppeteer, pulling the strings and making the very fabric of reality dance to its whims. The town was gripped with fear. A once bustling community was now a ghost town with people too terrified to venture out of their homes. The air was thick with dread, a silent scream waiting to be let out, a nightmare that refused to end. And then they heard it, the terrible blood-curdling scream. It was a truth that no one was prepared for. As the uncertainty cleared, the reality behind the disappearances sent a chill down the spine of the entire town. It wasn't a fugitive on the loose, nor was it a string of unfortunate accidents. It was something far more sinister. A malevolent spirit had claimed the town as its haunting ground. An entity from beyond our understanding, it was a specter soaked in the dread of the unknown and the terror of the unseen. The revelation was met with disbelief, shock, and fear. People huddled in their homes, too terrified to venture out after dusk. Whispers of the ghostly presence filled every conversation. The once bustling town was now shrouded in an eerie silence, its vibrancy replaced by a gloomy cloud of dread. The townsfolk, in their desperation, banded together. They attempted to fight this supernatural menace. Priests were called in, rituals were performed, and prayers echoed through the town, reaching out for divine intervention. But it was all in vain. The spirit was relentless, its haunting only intensifying with each passing day. The sense of dread grew heavier, and the town found itself in the grip of an overwhelming terror. Yet, amidst the fear and despair, there were those who refused to bow down. They sought to understand the spirit, to find its origin, and perhaps a way to end its reign of terror. They delved into the town's history, into old tales and forgotten lore, hoping to find a clue, a hint that could lead them to a solution. The town was in chaos, trapped in a never-ending nightmare. The once familiar streets now seemed alien and menacing. The laughter and joy had faded, replaced by a silence that was only broken by the chilling howls of the haunting spirit. But as the saying goes, the night is darkest just before the dawn. As the town battled its darkest hour, hope flickered in the hearts of those who dared to stand against the malevolent spirit. Their courage was the only light that dared to challenge the encroaching darkness. When all hope seemed lost, a glimmer of light appeared. From the shadows of despair emerged an unexpected hero. An ordinary town resident devoid of any supernatural abilities, armed with nothing but courage, and bound by the will to protect their home. This unlikely savior managed to banish the spirit that had cast a dreadful pallor over the town. How, you may ask? Through the power of unity, of standing together against the common terror that had been unleashed upon them. The spirit, once a formidable force, was rendered powerless against the impenetrable shield of communal strength. Relief coursed through the town like a river breaking through a dam, washing away the fear that had gripped them for so long. Joy bubbled up in the hearts of the townsfolk, a feeling so foreign yet so welcome. Laughter echoed through the streets, a testament to their hard-fought victory. And so the sun rose again on the town, a little wiser, a little wearier, but safe once more.